What's up, everyone? It's Devin with Man Versus again, and today's gonna be a little bit different of a podcast. I'm gonna do more of a educational type approach instead of me debating someone or going back and forth about a sensitive topic in the Black community. I think this is relevant to everybody: Black, brown, straight, gay, tall, trans, whatever you may identify as. It don't matter. I think everyone should know about Trump and Biden and Kamala. I would talk on Pence, but it seems that no one really cares about Trump's VP because he doesn't do anything. So, if the people want it, I might do one on Pence, but not really. But we're going to talk about the main ones today. So we're going to talk about how I feel about both candidates, Kamala Harris, their stances on certain political issues, how they handled the pandemic, and then also voting itself in general. This is not going to be an endorsement of any candidate. I don't care for either personally. I think they're both quite terrible. But hey, certain issues, you're for, and certain issues you may not be for. So let's get straight into it. So off rip for my ladies. If we're talking about abortion, Trump has mixed signals about abortion. He hasn't really said anything. Biden is anti-abortion, and Biden is also he wants women to get it if they want it. Your body, your choice. You can do whatever you want. And so is Kamala Harris. So if that's the stance that you're on, do it, for Biden. Education is a major thing in the Black community and communities all across America. And actually, funny thing is, Trump is actually for better education than Biden is. He's for vouchers for for private schools to go anywhere else. And he's also wants to raise funds for charter schools, whereas Biden does not. Kamala does not. And yeah. And also Kamala Harris actually has a pretty big thing when it comes to education. When she was in Cali and she was senator there, she actually helped push the truancy bill. So she actually put single mothers in jail for not sending their kids to school if they couldn't afford it or if they're in the wrong zone and they did something with school. She literally sent people to prison. So you might want to take that in consideration for voting. If we're looking at more things for Biden and Trump, specifically with education, Trump is less for school zonings, which means like if you live in a certain county or certain area, you can only go to school in that certain area. Biden is not. You got to stay in certain areas, even if it's a bad school and you got a good kid or something like that. You might want to take that in consideration for voting. The pandemic. So recently it's come out that Trump has lied about the pandemic. We got him on tape saying he knew how bad it was, all the other stuff like that. So Trump is actually quite a monster, and I kind of don't like him. But hey, here are the bullet points for the pandemic. Support mass-wide mandates nationwide. Trump, no. Biden, yes. Kamala, yes. Supports funding for test expansion. Trump, yes. Biden, yes. Supports fast-tracking development and safe, effective vaccine. Trump, yes. Biden, yes. Kamala, yes. Supports schools reopening. Trump, yes. Biden, yes. I know that was a big thing for a lot of Kennesaw people, a lot of people that's in college, and a lot of parents that have kids that go to school. So you might want to take that in consideration when you're thinking about voting. Withdrawal from the World Health Organization. Trump, yes. Biden, no. But to take it into context, Trump wants to withdraw from the World Health Organization because they lied about the virus, not because of any personal reason. He thinks they betrayed America. But hey, you might want to take that in consideration. Now, talking about economics and, the market and how much people get paid and things like that. So the main one that a lot of people talk about is minimum wage. Trump has actually been very unclear on what he wants to do to raise the minimum wage. He's said things that he wants to raise it to $15 an hour to $20 an hour. No one really knows, so it's unclear. Biden wants to raise it to $15 an hour. Kamala wants to raise it to $17 an hour, which is kind of insane. But hey, it's what they want to do. On immigration, on deportation, Trump is for deportation of absolute stance. Biden says he's not. But to take into consideration, Biden was vice president under Obama, and Biden does say literally that he agrees with President Obama's stances on immigration. So I'm not sure if he's lying. So it is unclear of what Biden thinks about immigration and deportation. So it's unclear. So I'm not sure if you want to take that consideration with voting. Kamala Harris states that she is backing Biden on his policies on immigration. So then that means that it's also clear. And then also you want to take into consideration, Trump has actually deported less immigrants than any president in the past 12 years. So I don't know if that's a thing you want to take in consideration. So actually, it seems like if immigration is a point that you want to stand on, or if you're a one view voter, Trump might actually be the vote that you want to count for immigration. During the pandemic, Trump was talking about eviction, and he does not believe in eviction during the pandemic, and neither does Biden. So they both get a check mark for that. Trump has been very unclear on how he wants to do paid family leave during the corona pandemic. No one really knows if he's for paid family leave for the corona pandemic. Biden is for paid family leave during the corona pandemic, and up to 12 weeks of the paid family leave of corona pandemic, which for most people is about 3 months. So Biden, yes, Trump unclear. Now to get into some of the, what's the word I'm looking for? Some of the more controversial things that I think both candidates have done terribly, and I think that people might want to know. So Trump is a accused racist, and I do think he is racist to an extent. I think he's pretty racist, actually. He does say a lot of stupid stuff, but I think he's incredibly racist. I know in the 1900s when we had the Central Park Five come out, he actually took out column inches to accuse those boys of, the crimes that they said that they did, even after they were proven innocent. So Trump literally tried to put little black boys in jail for a crime they didn't commit. Now, Biden is an accused racist of his VP. Kamala Harris, during the debates on national television that's been shown worldwide, she called him a racist. And now she is the VP of Biden. So I don't know if you want to take that consideration. Me personally, it seems kind of sketchy, because how you can call someone racist but be their VP? I don't know how that works. Now, Kamala Harris has also been accused of being an incredible racist. Even though she's black, is an AKA, and went to HBCU, she has done policies that have been extremely anti-black. Like I said earlier, she did the whole truancy bill where she sent single mothers to jail, which is mostly black women, as we know, who couldn't afford to take their kids to school in certain zones. So literally there are black women in jail right now over that. She supported people going to jail, and she actually put people in jail when she was the attorney general in Cali for weed violations and weed laws and things like that, even though she herself went on the Breakfast Club and said, yeah, she smokes weed, and she lied about it. And a lot of people don't know this. She was the attorney general twice, and she was also the attorney general for up to 13 years total, where actually when she was it, black crime, or not black crime, but black incarceration went up, not down. So do you think having a black woman in there, something would have changed? But absolutely nothing changed, and it got incredibly worse. So you might want to take that in consideration when voting for either party or something like that. And then now let's get into something else that Kamala Harris has done when she was an attorney general. She said that she was for wearing cameras for police brutality, that every single person police officer in California should be wearing a body cam, should always record it whenever they stop or do anything like that. This turned out to be a lie, as stated by NPR, that this was only true under those cops directly under her. No local cops or state cops have to actually do it, and they did not do it, so she lied about that. So she's actually not for body cam being adopted for all cops nationwide or even statewide, and forcing them to use it because she did not do it in Cali. So she literally lied about that. And she lied about it during the debate too, and she tweeted as well. So you might want to take that into consideration as well. Kamala Harris said that she's for prison reform. She is not. She has been a prosecutor, and she was the attorney general twice. And when she was a prosecutor, again, like I said, black incarceration went up, did not go down. And more specifically, black male incarceration went up more than anything in California. No type of incarceration went down whatsoever. She says she's for prison reform, or she's not. Her record proves that she's not. So if prison reform is something that you're very passionate about and think is a good thing, you might not want to vote for her. You actually might want to vote for Trump, because under Trump, black incarceration has actually gone down. Believe it or not, he's actually worked, and this is not a joke, but he's actually worked with with Kim Kardashian, who's trying to be a lawyer just like her father to get Black people out of jail. And he's also permanently funded HBCUs with a certain amount of federal budget to go towards HBCUs. So you might want to take that consideration when thinking about the Black agenda and getting people out of jail, because education is strongly correlated to crime and incarceration. The more educated your people, the less likely they are to go to jail. Not saying correlation equals causation, but it is a strong correlation there. So you might want to take that into consideration. Now, going on voting and how voting works for the election. So America is probably the only country that I know of where we still have an electoral college and we do not go by popular vote, which means that you do a certain amount of votes in your district, and then that district is either blue or red, and that district sends a certain number of votes, quote unquote, or electoral college votes, and it goes towards that candidate, towards the state, and then that state goes towards the candidate. So if you are in certain states like Texas, you are more than likely going to be a Republican state. And if you are in certain states like California, you are more than likely going to be a Democratic state. So not saying your vote does not matter, but, context and being realistic, things like that. They do say that Georgia, the state that I'm currently in, is a toss-up state. It's a purple state. It could go either way. Personally, I do not believe it because they've been saying that literally since 2000, and it has not been a blue state at all ever since I've been born. It has always been red, but hey, we could flip it. You never know. We almost flipped it for the governor, but it didn't happen. So with the electoral college, that's how it works. And then also, let's kind of break down the voting logic that I've seen a lot lately. I've been seeing a lot of posts on Instagram, Twitter. If you don't vote, so vote for Trump. Or if you vote for a third party, so vote for Trump. That's not true. That's not how it works. That is not how democracy works. Even as flawed as America is, that is just not how it works. Even on a number scale, just a pure logical number scale, that's not how it works. The way it works is if you vote for Biden, that is a vote for Biden. If you vote for Trump, that's a vote for Trump. If you don't vote, that is a wasted vote. So vote for neither party. It is dumb to, let me rephrase. Actually, no, I'm not going to say that. It is dumb to not vote. I personally don't think it's a good thing if someone doesn't vote. Now, if you don't want to vote, you're an American. You can do what you want. Ignore me. Doesn't matter. We're in America. Do what you want. But if you do vote and you don't want to vote for Kamala and Biden, and you don't want to vote for Pence and Trump, you can vote for a third party. Someone like Ron Paul, or you can maybe you want to vote for the Green Party because climate change is a very, very important issue for you. You can do that. You should not let someone bully you into voting for a party that you don't believe in or a party that you don't want anything associated with. If you're a one-issue voter, that's on you. If you're a multi-issue voter, that's on you. If you don't want to vote, that's on you. If you want to vote for a third party, that's on you. Don't let people bully you into voting for certain parties just because it's pure pressure and is being politically correct, because it doesn't make any sense. Not on a logical scale, not on a mathematical scale, not on an electoral college scale. It doesn't make any sense, because if you take in consideration Obama and McCain, where Obama won by a landslide and all the people that didn't vote, did they vote for McCain? Because that doesn't make any sense. Obama won by a landslide. Just throwing some logic out there for y'all, okay? Now, with voting's supposed to take place on a Thursday, the first week of November. So our president will be announced. I think it is November 3rd. If I am wrong, someone can fact check me on that, but I'm pretty positive our voting takes place on November 3rd. I do know there is a lot of issue going around with voter suppression, especially in the Black community. And I personally do think it is a thing. So I am highly encouraging of people to do mail-in ballots or early voting just to avoid that entire situation. Please do it. Please go out and vote. If you do vote that day, I do know a lot of jobs will give you the day off or half a day off to vote if you prove that you voted. If you can't do that, I would suggest you taking PTO half a day to go vote. If you can't do PTO half a day to go vote, then your only solution is to either not go into work that day and get a strike or do early voting. But you can vote. There is really no excuse to not vote if you can do it and you want to do it. Because we know voter suppression is real. So, I'm trying to help you out, give you some options, you feel me? Like, work with me here a little bit, right? King Don's laughing at me right now. He's like, man, it's crazy. Something's wrong with this dude. But yeah, so do that, people. And voting actually opens up Eastern Standard Time, which is on Georgia's side. We open up at 7 o'clock, and I think the last voting poll closes at 8:30. I could be wrong. They usually extend it to 9 or 10 because of long lines or whatever, how it may be. But that's usually how it goes. And then later that night, around 1 o'clock, when all the votes are tallied up and marked off, don't look at the popular vote because that's not. We know what happened last time. Don't look at the popular vote. Look at the electoral college vote. So we're looking at that. All Biden or Trump needs to do is get 51% of all the electoral college votes, and then he won. That's it. Either party won. It is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it. But vote. If you don't want Trump in there, vote. That's what I'm saying. Vote. And then another thing too that I don't like is you people are going about it the wrong way if you want Biden to win. You're not giving no one a reason to vote for Biden, right? All you're doing is saying orange man bad. Orange man bad. That is not a good way to get someone on your side. If you want someone on your side, look up what Biden's done. Like, I have a whole list that, I can't go down it, but I have a whole list of what Biden and Trump are for and against. Like, it's literally like 70 things. But I just named the most important things like abortion, taxes, schooling, education, criminal justice reform. But there's a bunch of things that Biden and Trump are for or against. So do your research. Go out there and look. And if you really want Biden to win, do what your opposers aren't doing. Like, go out there, buy those posters, put marker to paper. Say, vote for Biden. This is what he stands for. Vote for Biden. This is what he wants. Because I know a lot of people don't like Trump. I personally don't like him either. I think he's racist and sexist. Like, he made fun of a disabled person, and myself, I'm disabled. So right there, like, I'm not even messing with him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who to vote for. I'm really stuck on a moral level. But you're not going to get anyone to vote for your side if you say, hey, if you vote for Trump, you're a racist or a sexist. Hey, if you don't vote for Biden, you're a racist or a sexist. Hey, if you don't do this, you're POS. Like, it doesn't work that way. Give people a reason. Saying, okay, you don't know who to vote for? Bet. What were your stances? Immigration? Okay, bet. Biden says he's going to do this. Boom. Oh, someone's more likely to be inclined to agree with you if you're nice to them and talk to them and sit with them and educate them on why they should vote your way. And listen, I want to be on your side. I really do. But you saying orange man bad is not going to put anyone on your side. That doesn't make any sense. Even taking out context of just saying, hey, that other person's a bad person. Oh, really? Like, why is he a bad person? You don't even really know. You don't even know why you should vote for Biden in the first place, other than orange man bad. Like, most of you came and named his policies. Like, I just named some. Like, I literally had a lot of friends I had to talk to. They didn't even know his policies. I was like, dang. Like, literally, that's where this podcast came from. Me talking to Biden supporters who don't even know his own policies. And then I had a Trump supporter tell me one time that if he could find 10 Biden voters, and if they could name any one of his policies, he would vote for Biden right then. And he was a Trump MAGA hat and all. And we walked around. We asked I think 5 or 6 people, and they were like, "Well, Trump's a racist, sexist, so that's why I'm voting for Biden." And he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I was like, "Dang, you kind of make sense a little bit." So then, now you people can listen to this podcast. You can actually do some research yourself. You can look it up, and then you can get people on your side. Do what the Republicans are doing, but on the Democratic side. Go to Target, go to Walmart, get those posters, bro. Write down, vote for Biden. He's for this. He's anti this. He's for this. He's anti this. Go there and do it. Go on the sidewalks. You can literally go to any deep red state or any deep red country and find some Trump supporters who wave in MAGA everywhere and can sit down and write you a 5-page MLA essay and tell you why you should vote for Trump. And then they'll be like, yeah, I know he said racist things. I know he said messed up stuff, and I'm very sorry. And I personally don't believe that. But how can I vote for Biden when Biden does X, Y, and Z? And you don't even know that Biden does X, Y, and Z. So you can't even rebuttal it. So you just lost the argument. You get so emotional, attached up to orange man bad and Trump this and Trump that you can't even give a solid argument why someone should vote for Biden. Do your research. Put in the groundwork. Go campaign. Go out there and stop posting those settle for Biden. Stop posting those Biden's the lesser of two evils. Man, if you're going to vote for Biden, you want Biden to be in the office, bro, you got to be like, Biden's a good president. Biden's going to do this for me. Because every Trump supporter is going to do that. And that's why Trump is going to win. You have about a month and a week and a half before the election to do this and change people's minds. It can be done. It can be possible, but only if you go out there, put in the groundwork, and do what you need to do. Trump is probably going to win on the national level, on the national polling. It's a coin toss because Trump's done some very, very stupid things that, oh my God, we need to get him out. But Trump has done some very, very dumb things that he's lied about the pandemic. He knew how bad it was. He said it on tape. Yeah, I know it's bad, but like it is what it is. And they went on this press brief and said, yeah, the pandemic's not that bad. People are gonna be good to go. We got him on camera lying, on tape, lying right there. You can use that argument against Trump for Biden and be like, well, Biden didn't do this. And this is what Biden did during the pandemic. This is what he said he wanted to do during the pandemic. Look it up, do the research, put in the groundwork, do it. Personally, I think Trump is a terrible person. I think Biden is a terrible person. He's sketchy, he's lied, he's done some crazy stuff. His VP is a woman who's an extreme accused racist who accused him of racism, and then she wants to be his VP. So does that make him racist? I have no idea. But these are the facts. So if you were thinking about voting for Biden or not voting for Biden, or voting for Trump or not voting for Trump, do your research. Look up what they've done. Look up what they've said. What are their policies? Do you know anything about their tariffs? Do you know anything about their tax plan? Do you know anything about their educational plan? Do you know anything about their immigration plan? Not even the little quick ones I named right here, right? Not even these little small ones right here. I'm talking about deep dive research. Do you know anything about this? If you don't, I highly, highly suggest you look into this. Like, people don't even know Biden's against expanding Medicare and Medicaid and Social Security. He doesn't want to do it. Neither does Trump. Bet a lot of you didn't know that. That's a bad thing right there, because you're putting in Social Security that you're never going to get, ever. So you might want to take that consideration when voting too. All I'm saying is, I know I'm beating a dead horse. All I'm saying is, I want you guys to don't become the person you hate over this election. Because I've seen a lot of people act like Trump supporters that they don't even like. That's all I'm saying. All right. So make sure you guys go out and vote November 3rd, that Thursday. Do what you need to do. Mail in ballot, early voting, take PTO, take a sick day, something. Go out and vote. If you don't want Trump in office, get him out with the voting. Convince people to vote. All right. All right. Man out.